Get ready, boys.
Well, something's changed. You know what's changed? For the first time since 2017, the Dallas Stars have beaten the Toronto Maple Leafs on home ice. How about that? 5-1. Let's talk about it. DLS Stars postgame show starts right now. This is the DLLS Stars postgame show after a 5-1 Stars victory over the Toronto Maple Leafs alongside Craig Ludwig, our producer Ryan Vaughters, and a little later, Sam Nestler from the AAC. I'm Owen Newkirk. Before we get started tonight, don't forget that our hat collection at DLS has expanded drastically. Originally, it was just the DLS Cowboys hat first, but now we have added 4 new styles for your enjoyment, including that Stars green. It looks really good. Grab them now, all from Branded Bills, and they are available at alldlls.com. Luds, they haven't won a home game against the Leafs in, what, almost 9 years? When you consider January of 2017 until December of 2025, it's been a long time since they've smelled victory against a visiting Maple Leafs team here at American Airlines Center.
And I think it's safe to say if it wasn't for Jake Oettinger being ready to go right from the start of the game, they may not have won the game tonight, too.
I didn't feel like the Maple Leafs outplayed the Stars at all, but they certainly created a few more chances and forced Jake into some saves. I mean, Hildeby was solid for the most part through the first 2 periods, right? Only the one goal allowed, that was the Robo goal. But boy, it was by the end.
They have like 8 shots through 2 periods. Shots were 20-8, I think.
Yeah, they were 20-8. I know. Well, in the first, it was pretty even. Neither team had a lot, and then that second period, all of a sudden it was just, there's a big one for the Leafs there. Or there's a big one there. And Otter came up with some really, really good saves.
Yeah, he was very, very good, and he was aggressive. He was out on it. He made a couple of those reactionary saves. He had to get a couple of rebound saves. So Jake was very good tonight.
When you were upstairs in our lounge and you go, I don't remember 6 and 9. And I'm thinking, I don't know either. 6 games in 9 days.
That's because I was looking at Colorado's schedule at the end of their game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember, can't remember any kind of a schedule where teams have played 6 games in 9 nights. But then I said the coach does because they play Friday, Saturday, Sundays.
Yep.
But like you said, they get 4 days off in between, and they probably get a couple days off, whatever. But for NHL guys, I mean, again, they travel great and all this other kind of stuff. But their schedule is kind of like this all year long, because of the Olympics. So
the Stars, right before that 2-day off period, they played a ton of hockey, right? They were in New York. It was basically since before Thanksgiving, they didn't have consecutive non-game days until the middle of this week.
Mm-hmm.
And what did they do? Well, that must be a big one. They just went to California and beat the Sharks and the Ducks back-to-back, came back and beat the Maple Leafs tonight. And their reward is they get to fly to Detroit tomorrow and play the Leafs the Red Wings on Tuesday. We got a big super chat apparently, because usually we don't do those till later in the show. Oh my goodness, look at that. I Love Misty with a Robo with an extra 0 and an Oettinger. How about that? 210. Stars beat the Leafs for the first time since before they drafted Miro, Otter, and Robo. Beat the Leafs at home ice. First time since then. Since Austin Matthews was a rookie, the goal scorers included Devin Shore, Laurie Korpikoski, Brett Ritchie, Jason Spezza, Tyler Bozak, Nikita Soshnikov, Mitch Marner, and Radek Fox and Jamie Benn. That's
research.
Is a long time ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a while.
Do you think that there's anything to the? I mean, you want to see some? I mean, look 5-1, good team.
It does not seem like 5-1.
Right.
Again, it's
yeah. But do you want to see? Is this fatigue? Is this? Are they just sort of playing rope? Like sit back and hit them?
If you went back to our first 10 games of the season, did we ever have in those 10 games below 20 shots?
Oh, if you give me a second.
Well, I'm not saying that you have to go back through all of them, but I didn't. It sure doesn't seem like
below 20.
Below 20.
Once. Well, no, wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Twice they had 19. Can you guess them?
No.
They won one. The Washington Capitals.
I would say they probably won them both.
Do you remember the game they beat the Caps at
1-0? I do remember that.
They had 19 shots on goal, 24 against. And then you remember the really bad game in St. Louis in October?
Yeah.
They had 19-22 against. They lost 3-1 to the Blues. That was not a good game. They played rather poorly. Those are the only 2 times in the first 10 games that they were under 20. Since then, one, which was a 7-0 romp at Montreal in mid-November. They didn't have to have shots on goal. Everything went in. And then, what was the final shots tonight, lads?
How the hell do I know?
Oh,
my thing still
the
hasn't updated.
NHL stats
Don't you have it? Yours updated. Mine
let me look and see if that has been corrected.
My computer still isn't updated from this morning.
Middle of the third period, all of a sudden, none of the stats worked. The pages went blank. There was some sort of internet or site outage.
All I'm sure of is it was 20-8 at the end of the second. That's
28 for the Leafs, 22. The Stars had 14 shots on goal in the third period. That was better. And the reason why I bring that up is because in the last 7 games, counting tonight, well, they've been better the last 4. They had against the Winnipeg Jets 19. They won that game. They had 18 at Minnesota and lost. They had 15 at home against Florida and lost. And then 26, 30, 25, and now 22. Not exactly. Look, I know there were nights where, the Stars were the same under Pete DeBoer, but they seemed like they were closer to 30 shots on goal a lot with Pete.
Yeah.
A lot of run and gun hockey. This is different.
Again, this isn't that concerning for me.
No.
Because this is more of a puck possession team. They keep pucks, they pass pucks around, especially on the power play. I think there's a lot of teams that, and you can argue with a team like Carolina. I mean, that's all they do is throw pucks to the net. But they don't have a ton of puck possession. They have a lot of zone time. That's a good thing. They spend more time in the offensive zone, I believe, than any other team in the league.
You'd have to look up your NHL Edge stats for that.
Well, the last time I looked at it, they were number 1.
Yeah.
But it's been a while, so I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's still the case.
Yeah, but again, that's their identity. That's what they do, and it does create chances, and it creates some chaos, and you fatigue for the opposing team when you're chasing around. But I just you think about the power play that Dallas has here. They don't waste any shots. They really do a good job of finding the high quality chances, and they can put the pucks in the net. So, again, I don't think it's an end all be all because they're not a team that puts up 30 plus shots a night. They just keep on winning. So I guess I go back to it's special teams and goaltending. Tonight it was goaltending. In my opinion, that was Jake doing everything he needed to do to get this game to head out the door the right way.
They're not overly concerned with, on the power play especially, listening to the fans yell shoot.
No.
They are being patient. They usually set things up. And what we talked about this the other day, when they set up the triangle for Wyatt, they'll wait until the opening presents itself, and then they'll strike. And if it's not there, they've got 3 or 4 other ways that they can hurt you on that unit. And honestly, tonight, the power play only looked okay, but they didn't need it to be. No. It was the penalty kill was really good again, and their goaltender was excellent.
Well, the other thing is sometimes you have to give the opposing team a good, give them an attaboy for being in the right spots and killing it. And so, I just think that's going to be a bit of a blueprint for teams as they go forward, because they're going to know that Dallas is looking for that perfect play. And if you don't give it to them, and if you have to go into that diamond or into a box, whatever it is, you're going to keep it tight, and you're going to make sure nothing goes through the seams or goes back door. Those are the 2 things, because they know that there's a weapon, obviously, with Wyatt in the slot, and then anything on the back door. But, so to me, that will be a reason. And I do think that teams will start trying to force these guys on their entries a little bit more too, because again, if you allow this team to get in with control, now they just set up and they spend a minute and 30, minute and 40 sometimes just passing it around and scoring a goal.
The couple of things that stood out to me early that I wanted to ask you about were the hits in the first period were 13-1 Toronto. Toronto won 7 of 9 faceoffs, but they couldn't keep, because usually when you see hits being that one-sided, it says they didn't have the puck they've been chasing. Yet they won 7 and lost 2 in the circles. And so I looked over at Sam and I said, hey, look at these numbers. And he goes, well, have you seen that first period? Everything that Toronto did was get to center ice and give the puck away. Mm-hmm. Did you feel like they were the Leafs were struggling to keep possession?
That's the change that new coaches make, is that they're going to be more of a territorial team. And I think for a lot of years they were allowed to play a certain way and they weren't getting the results that they wanted to. And again, this is all geared to playoffs. Now they got to get the playoffs this year.
Right now, that's not certain.
To, shake out and make sure that that's the right way that they want to play. And I do think that is probably a hard change for guys like Matthews and Tavares and Nylander. For me, I noticed Willie Nylander a couple times tonight. One, he sailed over the top of the net, had a good chance there, but he doesn't stand out as much now. He's not as dangerous. At least he isn't against this Dallas team, and maybe that's just because of obviously positioning, how they're playing, but the puck possession. You don't give you're the best players on the other team chances to touch the puck as much. You
said it before the game. Has your mind changed at all of the impact of not having Mitch Marner on this roster?
Oh,
after watching the game tonight?
Yeah, he is one of those guys. When you play against a team like this, he can break things down. He's incredible the way he can pass pucks and where he puts pucks in it. And I think what they missed the most about Marner is where he knew that they knew that, I'm talking about whoever it may be, would know where the puck was going to go. Yeah, I know that, and this takes me back to Zuby and a conversation that I overheard him with Hully. And Hully said, I got to do this a little bit different. And he goes, just go where you go. I'll get you the puck. It's going to be there where you want it. And that's what I think Marner is. I think Marner is that kind of guy that there's no question that they miss him. I mean, you don't know what you got till you're gone. But you should have known because he's a 100-point guy.
Yeah.
And so you miss his. And not only that, we talk about him offensively all the time, but he was really good. I mean, he was nominated for a Selke for the best defensive forward in the game, and so he's they miss him, and it's going to take some chemistry with them. What's going on in Vegas with him too now?
Yeah, and they go through.
He hasn't scored in the shootout. I think he's 0 for 5 right now, which is kind of crazy. But
for him, that's tough. That's like watching. That'd be like Robo not scoring on it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Robo, he was a big contributor tonight. We're going to talk about his goal when we do our breakdown, but just as far as the way he played tonight, and the way we've seen him play more often than not, it's very much in the trenches. It's not just on the perimeter.
When are the selections coming out?
End of the month, so literally around New Year's. Yeah, you think he's that final push here?
Well, I and again, who knows what's going to happen? I just. Is he just a goal scorer? Do they have enough? There's other things that they're looking for, so we'll see.
But when you watch him do some of the things he's been doing, he's definitely taking the physicality a little bit differently than he used to, and we've talked about that all season. All right, let's get to it. We have a full breakdown. We're going to show you some of the reaction, the goals. We're going to talk you through it, and then we'll say hi to Sam over at the AAC. So, Stars, for the first time in a very long time, beat the Leafs at home. I believe they've won 2 in a row now because last January they won at Toronto, snapping a long drought. Now they've won consecutive games. Granted, there's about 11 months in between those games. Coming up next, What the Puck with Luds on the DLS Stars postgame show.
With over 700 5-star reviews and an average rating of 4.9, Qualis Roofing is one of the most trusted names in roofing across North Texas and Austin. Whether it's your home or your business, Qualis Roofing has you covered, literally. They specialize in both residential and commercial roofing projects. Based right here in North Texas, Qualis isn't some storm-chasing fly-by-night crew. They're local, experienced, and committed to doing things the right way. Schedule a free roof inspection and you get a free DLLS shirt. Replace your roof with Qualis and choose between a free Blackstone grill or a Traeger smoker. Getting a new roof should come with a little extra sizzle. If your home was hit by a recent storm, don't wait. Qualis offers free storm damage assessments and can help guide you through the insurance process. Qualis isn't just good at roofing, they're great at communication. You always know where your project stands and what to expect next. Call or go online to schedule your free roof inspection, and don't forget to ask about your free grill. Visit QualisGC.com or just search Qualis Roofing and Construction, that's QUALIS, or call 817-500-9008 and get started today.
You don't have to call me a last-minute shopper when it's December 21st because there's 4 days till Christmas. That means it's last minute. We're there. Well, how about this? Aura Frames. AURAFrames.com. Perfect gift, and it will look like you've been planning it for months, if not all year, not just 4 days to go. Aura Frames digital frames they have a wide variety. They are multiple different sizes, but they're really a great, thoughtful gift for anybody on your holiday list. And you can connect to those frames even without opening the gift package. They have a QR code. You scan it with the Aura app. It's easy to do with your phone, and you can upload a gift message and photo, and then all sorts of other photos and videos that you can crop and size and everything, and continually throughout the year. It's a great gift. So go to auraframes.com. Use the code DLLS for $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frame. That's AURAFrames.com with the promo code DLLS at checkout. All right, let's get into What the Puck. Because, actually, before we do our first breakdown, Luds, there's a save that we didn't, I don't believe you guys clipped, on Austin Matthews, who might want to check Thomas Harley to see what else he was missing, as he just absolutely robs Harley, steals the puck from him. It was a terrible. Harley was handing out some pizzas and just turning the puck over a lot. He did not have his best game. Unfortunately, right after in the pregame show, we talked about how he had a really good-looking game against the Ducks. Matthews steals it, walks in, a breakaway, goes to the backhand. Oettinger makes the save with the glove and really holds it up.
I don't think that Matthews put it there. Like, Jake never moved his glove. He had it in a certain spot. Matthews put it in there. But back to Harley. Here's what I think with Thomas, because there's a lot of room. What he tried to do, he was going up the middle of the ice a little bit to his left, and he wanted to come back to his backhand side. He underestimated the reach of Austin Matthews. And Matthews was smart about it, because as Harley's coming up in the middle of the ice, Matthews keeps his stick in tight. So he's got his top hand is on his hip. And so it's hard for him to judge what his reach is. A lot of guys now, it's always about stick on puck, get sticks in lanes. A lot of guys would be out there and they'd have their stick out there. He doesn't. He keeps his stick in here. And then it's like, what does Razor use? A lizard's tongue, or isn't that what he uses?
Something like that.
So, but it's that he quick snaps it out there. And I'm sure he's done that before to other players before, but I think it's a smart play from Matthews. And yeah, but what I was going to do, we didn't do that one, did we? Because I knew what I was thinking, because I wanted what I would have done if we would have had that.
I'm so glad you know what you were thinking, because we rarely do.
I very rarely do. But I know where I'm going. I know what I'm looking for. And the one clip I would have had on there, because I was waiting to see it in the replay, was Harley, after the save was made. Harley came back.
I bet he
gave
did.
him a little tap on the pad. He didn't stop. It was a flyby. It was a flyby. It was a nod. And it was it. And I wanted to make sure that Thomas did that, and he did.
Well, it's good of him to show a little bit of appreciation for getting bailed out, because
everybody should have been doing that.
Honestly, that was a big one. It was by far the best scoring chance for the Leafs in the first period. They had 6 shots on goal. The Stars had 4. And then Dallas, right at the end of the period, with about 90 seconds to go in the first frame, take the lead on basically a solo play from Jason Robertson.
Well, yeah, it was, and what the fuck? But
you know what's always good? Don't forget your mic.
Oh yeah, no, it's over here. But no, but here's what I was looking at. All right, so what Robo does here, and you can see what I got circled here is a stick, and I thought, it's really close to offside.
Yep.
Obviously, it wasn't. Okay, but what Robo does is, when you're chasing for a puck, when 2 guys are chasing, instead of racing to the puck, you race for space, and you try to take the space away from the opponent. And Robo does that. He gets a little bit of a jump on him. But I do think, who was this defenseman?
This was Jake McCabe.
It was McCabe. So McCabe,
He's
there
trying
you go,
to
Ryan. That's the one I was
first.
talking about. Look at you. You're way ahead of me. This is how you fight for space, literally.
Yeah.
So you give McCabe a little right across the chin. But what he does is he ultimately cuts in front of him. But then what McCabe does is he stops. He's going, wait, this is a penalty. And he's looking right at the referee going,
he thought so.
But again, bad mistake by you, Jake, because you keep your feet moving, because I know one guy that is very hungry when he gets into that area.
Don't play referee and hockey player.
But I like this because what Robo does is, again, about the space. And he's protected himself from McCabe, and he's going to lean into him. And so he, again, for another time, he gets position, and it's those quick hands. I mean, all in one motion, he gets it from his backhand up to his forehand. I don't think he picked a spot here. He wanted to get it off really quick, and he did. And I actually thought it went between the arm and the body, but it didn't. Somehow it finds the far side of the net, and there's Robo doing what he does.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to get that one elevated above the pad.
I don't think he's trying anything.
Honestly, I think pulling it, and he's just trying to lift it.
Yeah.
I don't think he was whether it was here or here.
Because McCabe by now has made contact
with
him.
So he's just trying to get that shot away.
You're going to get something. You're going to get a stick across the back, and there's going to be a chop on your stick. Again, goal scorers find ways to put them in the net.
23rd goal of the year for Jason Robertson. He now has goals in 15 of his last 21 games. That's 20 goals during that span. Remember, with his big drought, he had 3. Now he has 23. And as you see on the screen, definitely setting the tone. I saw somebody else in the chat wondering if Mikko Rantanen might be rubbing off a bit on Jason Robertson with the bullish way that he plays with the puck. And being
Mikko Rantanen rubs off on everybody.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it's the way that he plays, and you're like, well, if you're supposed to be some skilled guy and put up points and you want to play this way, then I guess we have no choice but to follow.
Yeah, and it was a huge one because it was 90 seconds to go. Last night in Nashville, they have a 2-1 lead. They 4-on-4 hockey, final minute of the second period. They give up what looked like a pretty questionable goal. Toronto did. Berube was not happy with it, said that's an avoidable goal. We shouldn't have allowed that. It ended up being 2-2. Then Evangelista makes it 3-2. They lose that one. Tonight, I mean, honestly, if you look back at that 20 minutes, if you're a team playing the second night of a back-to-back on a 3-game road trip, they're struggling, and they play like that, and it's 0-0, you're going, that's a great first road period, right? We're happy with it.
Yep.
And that's a punch in the gut.
Yeah, it is, of course. Yeah, I mean, anytime that you feel like you're owning the team that you're supposed to own, or you have to play your best to keep even with them, and then you come out of there like that.
Well, then the Leafs get a power play. They had one early or late in the period, but the first one of the game was Miro Heiskanen accidentally put the puck over the glass. Stars get a power play. Matias Michelli gets called for tripping. And on the Stars power play, Jason Robertson gets called for hooking. Did you look at this penalty at all, Luds?
Yeah.
Because the fans of the arena were very upset because there was nothing to it. It looked like Morgan Riley basically fell down, and maybe the stick came up near the hands, but there was no hook involved. It was a pretty soft call.
If you were upset with that non-call with Robo, you're going to be upset with at least one other one. There was a couple.
Well, we're going to get to that because it was the power play where they probably should have had a 5-on-3 twice. Yeah. We'll get to that. How about Austin Matthews blocking a shot? Oh, wait, before he did, Michelli had a good look right at the side of the net. Oettinger came over and made a really good save on that power play. Then Austin Matthews blocks a shot from his teammate with his skate. Doesn't do it on purpose. Hits his foot. The blade pops off. And what I was really impressed with, like these guys we know they're tremendous athletes.
They're not swimming? He wasn't swimming around on the ice like
We've seen, I mean, this year we've seen, well, I want to say it was Calgary. There was a guy that was hands and knees just crawling. Austin Matthews on one, I mean, looked like he could be a figure skater. He literally does, 5 or 6 hops, and he's on the bench like that. That was really athletic.
Well, he's pretty good.
He is pretty good.
Pretty good.
So he got back to the bench,
skating.
and things go for a while. Jake Oettinger, I don't know if this is the one you were talking about, but the one in the middle of the period I thought was pretty good before the Nylander breakaway was a chance for John Tavares in the slot. He made a really good save.
I think that is the one.
If that's the one, you have one clip that you wanted to talk about.
Well, no, it's really about Jake being aggressive, and I don't know.
Yeah, that's Tavares right there. That's the one.
But what I just wanted to show here is how he telescopes out, and he gets outside his crease, and I think a lot of that has to do with when he read the guy that's got the puck, and he sees that he has his head down, even though he's probably a future Hall of Famer. But Jake has got his eyes on him. He sees that he's got his eyes down. Jake comes out and basically takes everything away. And the only thing he's probably hoping is, Thomas, please don't touch this one.
Don't get a stick
this
on it.
one. There's no place for him to go. But this was right in the beginning here of what I thought was just, I thought this was going to be a big save at the time. I thought this is going to be a big save in the game. Well, little did I know there was going to be like 7 more of them.
Yeah, because then Nylander had a one-timer. It was from outside of the right circle, but again, Jake got over there and stretched. It was athletic. It was a good save. It's not a high danger because of the positioning, but still, goalies will say, hey, still got to go post to post to make those saves. Yeah. Then we get the no goal. Mavrik Bourque scores at the crease on a rebound. It's a really good play for number 22. And this is a clever move by Craig Berube. He uses his timeout because they're looking at – Sam looked at me. He was next to me in the press box, as he always is at home games, and he goes, I think Roope Hintz was offside on that play. He looked like he was, right? So –
well, yeah, this is the one where Mav thought his slump was over.
That's right. Because so there's the goal, finally, right? And Berube uses his timeout. They give him more time for their video coaches to look, and then they end up using their coach's challenge, and it is indeed offside on Roope Hintz.
But here, go back one, Ryan. This right here, when Roope reaches behind him to try to get this puck, well, it hits the tip of his blade, and it just slows up a little bit, and then it stands up an end, and it kind of slows the puck down. If he doesn't do that, I believe that this is probably onside.
Probably.
Because the call was so close that puck had enough speed to probably beat him across that blue line as he's dragging that right foot. Because look how close it is here.
And you can't really see from this angle.
But you can't judge it from this angle.
No.
So right there you'd say, well, I mean, that blade has got to be there. Well, it's not.
It's not the line on the ice. It's actually the plane all the way up.
You got to go up to the ceiling to see it. So anyway, ultimately, that's the look.
This is the shot
and
right here.
This is the one right here, and you can see that he is just barely off. And that's why I went back and I looked at that one that touches his stick.
I didn't even see the stick part. That's a great pickup.
You don't see it.
Oh, stop.
You're up there eating Skittles for God. You were probably turned around. You were turned around in the Skittle bucket.
I was probably going to get my third helping of chicken tenders or something.
To the bathroom.
Yes, so that's probably true. But nonetheless, that doesn't count. And then you get, first Mavrik and Hintz had a great sequence where there was a scrum behind the net. Hintz pops out on the right, takes the shot. It's sort of a stuff shot. Hildy makes the save. Then he floats it across the crease, and there's Bourque again, and you're going, this poor kid's never going to score a goal again, right?
13 or 14?
Before
the empty netter. Was it bigger, more than that?
Mavrik, no, it was 10. 10? November 30th against Ottawa was his last goal. Okay. So it was a 10-game goal drought.
That's not that bad. It
feels like more.
Yeah.
But then there's that William Nylander stretch pass breakaway. I couldn't see if they got a touch of Oettinger. We thought it just went wide to the right.
It didn't. It went above. It went over.
Sailed it?
Yeah. I think he was going upstairs the whole time, and he just got underneath it.
Then there's the next part that's fun. John Tavares called for tripping, 10-17. Stars get the power play. Jason Robertson was hauled down 2 different times. The
one in
first
front of the
one
net,
in the slot.
Not that one.
You didn't think that was
the
it?
The puck was already gone.
What about the cross check in the corner?
That one. There's no. And to me, the worst part is the referee is no more than 6 feet away from him and staring right at him, and he's staring right at. Wasn't Riley, was it?
Yeah, I think it was Morgan Riley that cross-checked him. I want to say so.
But it was right across the numbers, and Robo actually goes in. I mean, he gets his head out of the way, but it's a dangerous.
Could have been boarding, too, yes. Yeah. They don't get the call. They then take a penalty as Lyubushkin gets called for interference, and everybody at the building is irate again because
of course.
There's a little obstruction there, but you're like, hey, you didn't call that one, and over here, all that stuff. Well, at the end of the period, Otter gets big again, Luds, because it's 1-0 after 40 minutes of play. He stopped Bobby McMahon on a rebound at the top of the crease on that power play, and then before the period ended, there was a sequence where Troy Stetcher shot it in the slot on a Thomas Harley turnover again.
Yeah.
Then Scott Laughton had a rebound. Laughton then tried to see how many times he could hit Jake lying on the ice. And then Stetcher had a shot from the corner. Oettinger was really, really sharp as that buzzer sounded.
No, he again, I said enough. He's been really good tonight.
By the way, Caitlin likes your sweater.
Oh, thanks.
All right.
I was trying to find something with a bigger Santa on it.
I mean, that's a pretty big
Santa. I didn't
Santa.
realize it was this big until I looked in the monitor.
It's a pretty big Santa.
Didn't
Yeah, I think you got about as much as you can cover of your torso on that. Third period now. And Mavrik Bourque has a couple of chances early, including one where he turns around and fires right at the top of the crease. And if I said it in the second period just moments ago, boy, it's like he's never going to score again. Mm-hmm. You're feeling even more on that. And then we have a whole bunch of goals, including one from Mavrik Bourque. And we'll do that right after the break here on the DLS Stars postgame show. Wild Fork Foods is the perfect location, or in this case, 9 area DFW locations, for everything on your holiday food shopping list. Do you need to get ingredients for a big meal that you're preparing, or are you going to make something to take to a family gathering? Wild Fork Foods has it all. Not only do they have over 700 items, including 500 at $10 or under per pound, and 250 cuts of beef, poultry, seafood, pork, even the exotic stuff, ostrich, rabbit, and alligator, if that's your jam. Amazed at the selection. What's really impressive is that their friendly staff knows all sorts of great ways to help you prepare and enjoy everything in their store, including sides and desserts. Yeah, they have it all. Locations in Plano, Frisco, North Richland Hills, Flower Mound, Wiley, Addison, Las Colinas, Prosper, and Louisville. Check them out where frozen is fresher at Wild Fork Foods. That's www.wildforkfoods.com. Now Shopify. A lot of people will say things like, what'd you want to be when you grew up? Oh, I wanted to be an astronaut. I wanted to be a fighter pilot. I wanted to be a doctor or whatever. How many people wanted to be the host of the DLS Stars podcast? It's a pretty good job, though. Anyway, what about starting your own business? Maybe you think you can run DLS. Thanks, GM Benn. But no, seriously, Shopify is the e-commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the United States. Shopify even powers the DLS merch store and some of our great Star shirts that you have heard us talk about a lot, and you'll hear Luds in a little bit. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. So turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/allcity. That's shopify.com/allcity. All right, let's get back into the breakdown. We're going into the third period now. It's a 1-0 Stars lead. We've seen a successful coach's challenge overturning a Mavrik Bourque goal. We've seen Bourque have 3 or 4 other good chances. Tell you, he was one of the more dangerous players for the Stars tonight because there were a lot that weren't, right? It was kind of quiet.
The reason he got out there at the end of the game. Because he had those chances. Gully recognizes that. He knows how many games he's gone. All he's got to do is maybe just get that 1-0 off there, and
he's been playing. This is I think the second game where he's been on a consistent line with Robertson and Hintz. So they're clearly trying to see if
they're giving him a chance.
He can be that guy, and that allows Jamie Benn to play a little farther down the lineup, which is probably a good thing for him. He's been really good, and we're going to talk about that as well. But let's get to the second goal. We thought for a moment it might be an Ilya Lyubushkin goal streak. It was not. It was Sam Steele, and it wasn't a miss. It wasn't a whiff of the puck by the goalie, and it wasn't a knuckle puck, Luds. There was a deft deflection as Sam Steele makes it 2-0. This would turn out to be your game winner.
And really, great play by Steele. Once he comes across the blue line into the zone, he pulls up, tight turns, but he protects the puck, and he creates a little bit of separation again here too. He just pops it out to Lyubushkin. Lyubushkin's smart play again, just gets it on his tape. You can see he gets his head up, and he's just trying to get it to the front net. He's got traffic there. That's what he's looking at. That's all he sees. It's got nothing to do with Sam Steele. But the good news is for Sam is not our Sam, this Sam, is that he keeps on coming across the top of the circle, and it was such a wobbler off of the stick of Lyubushkin. Steele catches up with it, and he gives it a little bit of a tap. And it actually, and you can see where Hildeby thinks that it's going to be up in his chest area. And then when Steele touches that puck, it just drops. It actually kind of fluttered a little bit, and then probably around the hash mark area. I think I had one here from
looked
behind.
like a sinker, didn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it dropped in there. There you can see where it is, but I don't know. Is there another one here, Ryan? No, is that it? But regardless, oh yeah, that's where it is, right here. Like his glove is up, and then all of a sudden, he spots the puck, and then all of a sudden he can't catch up to it, and I believe it went 5 goals. So
Sixth goal of the year for Sam Steele. Lyubushkin and Rantanen pick up assists. Isn't that amazing? Mikko Rantanen just continues to, like, again, I don't even think he was one of the focal points of the game tonight. Not in a bad way, but finds a way to always seem to. I think that's, again, we could say a million superlatives about Mikko Rantanen, but one of them is really, really, really top players find ways to get on the score sheet, even if it's not their like dominant night.
I don't even look at this thing. I don't know why I care.
Yeah, you got to hit refresh. That's the old screen.
The one thing about Mikko is that if you wonder and you look at the points and you go, man, look further up ice, or I should say back. Look further through the neutral zone or coming out. He always has something to do with breaking out clean, making some kind of a pass that will go between somebody's stick and his feet or behind him. He always has something to do with it being clean. Very rarely are you ever going to see him throw one up in the air. You're not going to see him chip them off the wall. He'll pull it back. He'll put it on his backhand. They talk about Draisaitl, who may be the best player in the game or ever to play on his backhand and how he can pass and even shoot from his backhand. Rantanen, it's not about the shooting for him. It's the passing that he has such confidence to make some rocket passes on his backhand. So he may not get points here and there on some of those and may not even get credit, but if it wasn't for how he started the play, like I said, sometimes it's more at his own blue line or through the neutral zone, but if it's not for him breaking it out, it probably doesn't get that far.
Steele's goal makes it 2-0. That was at 5:03. About 90 seconds later, Philippe Myers gets called for interference. Stars go on the power play. They were 0 for 2 at that point. And you're thinking the Leafs penalty kill has just been it's not, it is one of their strengths because their power play has been awful. Their penalty kill has been good for a while. They're at 8th in the season or in the league coming into tonight, but they are at almost 90% over their last 17 games. So they've been good. Then at the very end of the Stars power play, they get a 2-on-1. Now it doesn't count as a shorthanded goal because the penalty time expired, but this play by Scott Laughton makes it a 2-1 game and makes everybody a little nervous because he comes down and just picks a corner.
Yeah, I think, oh no, we're going to go to overtime somehow tonight. You know what? Sometimes, everybody plays this right. Offensively, the two guys that are going down offensively, defenseman Dallas plays it right. Jake comes out, cuts the angle down. So sometimes you just have to give credit to the shooter. This was just a perfect shot that beats Jake short side over his shoulder. So I don't think Jake would probably, and a lot of that sometimes and again, if Sean was here, I'm guessing he's saying, sometimes you just come out and you trust your position. That I'm not giving him, you're always going to give something up somewhere.
Right.
But for the most part, I'm taking everything away I can. My gloves were supposed to be, my blockers were supposed to be. I'm getting out on top of the circle. So I just think sometimes you just say, you know what, that was a great shot. Again,
they still have the lead, but it's 2-1. And instead of a surge, this big push from the Leafs, it was the Stars. And it was the line they started the game with, right? Faksa, Oscar Beck, and Colin Blackwell. They started the game. Gully went with them off the opening faceoff, and they had a great first shift to start the game. In the zone, pushing them back. Faksa had 2 chances, then Miro had one, then Jamie Benn had one from the top of the circle. And it's just, there's so many times in the past where you've seen the Stars have the lead and then give up a goal, and then they really retreat almost into that prevent defense. And it leads to what we were talking about with Toronto. Boy, we're sitting back in their zone time. We're just we're inviting them to attack us. Well, they didn't do that. They attacked back, and they scored 3 more goals, starting with Jamie Benn's goal as he tips in one on a Miro Heiskanen one-timer from the blue line.
Yeah, I didn't think the defenseman for the Toronto played Jamie.
That was Benoit, wasn't it?
Yeah. He just gives him too much space. Jamie sets up. There's no confrontation there. I do want to talk about the Faksa thing, the start of the thing. Yeah, Gully recognizes when guys are down a court. And it may be your top guys. And just as the play goes along, because, again, you see them at such a high tempo all the time. And I think he starts the guys. He thinks that we're going to get the puck. We're going to get the puck in. I want to start in the offensive zone. And it's not going to be fancy or nothing like that. So I think Gully's very good at recognizing where his best players are, from a standpoint of, energy and things like that.
So they're down 3-1 after the Jamie Benn goal. By the way, Luds, listen to these numbers. I saw this a couple minutes ago, right before we went on. It was his 6th goal of the year, 405th on the season. And just listen to his numbers. He's played 18 games since coming back from that collapsed lung. 6 goals, 12 points. That's not bad for a guy in his upper 30s. Sorry, Jamie. And, people are saying, well, his best years are behind him, and how many years does he have left? 12 points in 18 games, including 6 goals. Mm-hmm. I'll take that at his contract as many years as he wants to play.
Yeah, he's got the Brad Marchand well, it's not the number-wise, but maybe he'll get 7 years, whatever Marchand got.
Then you get the empty netter. And this one, we were laughing in the break because Jake Oettinger was on the Victory Plus postgame with Josh and Razor talking about how he doesn't have the confidence to take that shot. They're up 3-1, right? Goalies will typically say, I'm not shooting for it in a 1-goal game because if I turn the puck over or whatever happens and the puck goes in my net and it's the tie game, I'm going to feel awful. But if you have a 2 or 3 goal lead and you have a chance, I want to see him go for it. Yeah. He did not, but they send it down the ice, and Mavrik Bourque decides to win a foot race, and finally, he would not be denied tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he was like, what, a foot 2 feet in front of the net, so a good thing he wasn't denied on that one. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, that's my point about Gully. I think he recognizes, listen, the kid's been going well tonight, and let's see if we can get him. Get that thing over with.
And for Bourque, it's his 5th goal of the year. As we said before, it's a 10-game goal drought that he ends. First goal of December. So he did it before the end of the month and before the holiday break. But that was not the last goal of the night because Justin Hryckowian tacked on one. Jamie Benn and Thomas Harley pick up assists with about 17 seconds to go as he just goes to the net, gets a rebound. I mean, there were a lot of pretty fancy-looking goals against the Ducks on Friday night. Robertson battles for position, gets it, goes to the net. Steal, tip. Benn, tip. Bourque, hustle play, empty netter. Hryckowian rebound. Those are the types of goals you have to score most of the nights, not the fancy highlight reel ones.
Well, I go back to those are the kind of goals that you're going to score or need to, as you say, against Toronto because of the way that they've changed, the way that they want to play more playoff style. The reason that there's more tic-tac-toe goals versus Anaheim is because they play a wide-open game, and they skate, they make extra passes here and there, and they play with that Harlem Globetrotter kind of thing.
Do you like the fact that it seems their offense, the Stars, is sort of malleable, able to sort of work with whatever they're facing, right? You guys want to play track meet up and down? We'll do that with you. You want to bunker in? We'll be patient. We'll go hard to the net. They have that ability to adjust.
I'm more impressed that they don't want to just continue to play run and gun.
Because that's fun.
Well, yeah, but credit to them. They've gone enough years where they're getting to a certain point and can't get past the next step. They're seeing why, again, I go back to the series against Edmonton the last couple of years, especially last year. Edmonton changed the way that they played. They couldn't get pucks to the net because they played a certain style, and it seemed like they were going into a shell, but it worked, and they get to the finals again. So I think they're, well, who knows better than the guy that was helping coach the Edmonton Oilers, and Glenn Gullickson comes in and say, this is what we do against you guys because you only want to play one way. Let's we want to dictate games, but there are nights when you have to play. You got to dump them thing down, and we're not going to play wide open because they're not going to give you that, and it's going to end up turning into outnumbered rushes going the other way. So I think they're understanding and they're accepting that they can play a couple different styles, and sometimes the game dictates to them what they're going to do, and they're buying into it.
Jake Oettinger, we'll finish the way we started the breakdown. You were very complimentary of his game tonight as he deserves.
Are we doing 3 stars tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not doing my cartoon thing.
Okay.
Jake.
You're just going to have Jake on all?
I'm putting Jake up.
Spoiler alert. We'll do the 3 stars. We have a show at 2 o'clock tomorrow. It's our
Ryan's
final.
all upset now because
he's like, we got a bit here.
I'm not doing a cartoon.
Well, you might still do that. We'll see what your motivation is in the morning. 16 wins. He was tied with 4 other goalies at 15. He gets number 16, NHL-leading, 27 saves on 28 shots tonight. And the penalty kill, Luds, has been 100% successful in 13 of the last 15 games.
Who's supposed to be your best penalty killer?
Your goalie.
There you go.
Well, Casey DeSmith, Jake Oettinger, they've been pulling their weight for sure. Let's talk to Sam. Let's do the Super Chats. Let's finish things up. We still have another segment to go here on the DLS Stars post-game show after a 4-1 win over the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Are we live?
We are live.
We're live.
Let's do it live.
Let's talk about the hats. I got an update for you.
Happy update?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
There is no update.
Oh.
That's my update.
I
There
thought
is
there
no
was
update. It's not going to be here for Christmas, either one of the hats, but they are beautiful hats. At least 3 of them are, especially the green and the white one. So there you go. There are the hats. And I do want to, I know we got to talk about we don't have to talk about the shirts, but let's talk about the shirts.
We should talk about the shirts.
We should. And I want to see Jamie Benn's up there because the captain got a goal tonight. And what'd you say his numbers were? He got 6 goals on the season.
6 goals
like
in
that?
18 games.
Points?
That's a goal every 3 games.
Yeah. So
perfect.
And then after we're done with this, which has nothing to do with the shirts or the hats, do we have the Man of Steel? Do we have the little button there? Can we pop it right? Can it pop up next to Jamie? We're pointing over
it's
here.
he's saying it's in the other.
So a system. We don't have one system.
Not in this one.
All right. Well, that's fine. Well, then never mind. We'll just roll out here with Jamie. I don't.
You don't?
I don't want to talk about the hats anymore.
Okay.
I would think that our GM would have put a call in.
I was waiting for you to talk about
yours isn't going to be here by Christmas either.
I was waiting for you to talk about the green one and the black one.
The green. Oh, those shirts.
The face-off collection.
Well, I don't know. Are they?
You wore one.
I don't even know if they're green and black anymore. Are they green and black anymore?
Yeah, I think so.
The shirts?
I think they're still the same. Yeah.
Look at Sam looking at
Hi,
us.
Sam.
Now all of a sudden Sam comes in and he wants to get on the air right away.
He does. See, it's in the corner of the screen now.
Oh yeah, they are.
I was
They're
just
still
seeing.
green and black.
I think
Sam,
you're at
will you
the time
point down?
limit. You're
Point down.
good.
Show us the shirts.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, Sam joining us over at the American Airlines Center, where the Stars have won over the Leafs for the first time in almost 9 years.
Nice palm.
Tell me, Sam, what's the post-game reaction from over there?
Yeah, well, I'll start with the vibes because Robert Tiffin told me that I needed to calm down and I was having too much fun in the locker room with the dads
Sounds about right.
down there. It's just a lot of fun. This whole day was super fun, to be honest, just being around this group. The dads are having a great time. They got to watch a game, obviously got to watch a nice, not easy win, but in the end, an easy win on the scoreboard. A lot of fun times down there. They got the day off tomorrow. They're just traveling to Detroit. All the dads going with them to the game against the Red Wings.
So Sam's excited about no practice.
Oh, yeah, no practice. But you got Justin Hryckowian's dad kind of like jokingly harassing him while he's doing a radio interview. Jake's dad asking Jake why he didn't shoot the puck. I heard you guys talking about that. Jake told me, he said if it was 4-1, he would have done it, but he needs the seas to part. He does not believe he can lift it up over the players in front of him. So he needs the path in order to get it down there.
I really want to see him practice this.
Great.
He's a big kid. He should be able. I mean, I know that I'm not comparing him to Marty Turco. Turco's maybe the best puck handler goalie of all time.
Has Marty got an empty netter? I don't know.
I know he scored that.
I don't think he did.
He did
in Michigan. You remember that?
Yeah. He did not.
Three of them went 1-2-3. He went back there a year or two ago. I think we just lost Sam. Sam, are you still there?
I'm still here.
There he is. Okay. You just froze for a minute. Gotta love that press box Wi-Fi.
I'm back.
So anyway,
it's a little slow.
Any other vibes in there that you were enjoying?
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. The fun thing that Goldson keeps talking about is what he's learning from the dads, right? He hasn't gotten to talk to these guys specifically as much. Had them in the meetings and stuff, but the flight will be big. The trip in Detroit, I'm sure they're going to have breakfast and dinner and stuff like that together. It's cool to see not only how they interact with each other and how the dads start to become buddies with each other, but also you get to kind of get a sense of where these players came from and how they became the people they are. Maybe the dad that helped someone learn specifically how to work hard, or the dad who made Thomas Harley look like he did, because Thomas Harley's dad, identical to Thomas Harley. He was sitting in his stall and we thought it was Harley for like a good 20 seconds and then realized it was his dad. So it's just a fun time here and good to get a good win. I know it wasn't perfect, but it's just good to get a good win during this trip. It's always a fun.
Sam, there was a tweet that Leah Simakopoulos from the Dallas Morning News sent out that I thought was kind of hilarious. It said, Glenn Gulletson said one of the dads is getting everyone to do tequila shots. He said, y'all can guess who. Do you have any insights?
We did not figure it out. We were already out of the room at that point, but we will work on it. My guess is Mr. Sagan.
I was going to say the same thing.
I mean,
yep,
Tyler's dad would certainly fit that. The only other one, Luds, I was thinking about maybe one of the Finnish dads. Right?
But would they do tequila? Is that Finnish or isn't vodka?
No, tequila is not the typical Finnish.
They would do vodka probably.
True.
Yeah.
Vodka would be my guess.
You need a sauna.
I don't know if it was. Yeah, you need to be in the sauna having the vodka shots. That's exactly. The only other funny thing I talked from that, Jamie Benn was in a great mood, which is when you know that everyone's really vibing down there. Ben was joking around. He said, "You know what? He said, you know what? The dads and I are getting closer in age than a lot of the younger players on this team."
And he
He's
is
like,
a
I'm starting
dad.
to talk to the dads, about music that he used to listen to. The Tragically Hip. I've never heard of that. But that's
Wait,
the one he used.
You've never heard of the Canadian band, The Tragically Hip?
Huge.
Razor's
No,
favorite
I
band?
figured it was
Oh, yeah.
Canadian. I
Mine
figured
too.
it was Canadian.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Favorites?
I saw him at Mount Sever.
Really?
Well, anyways.
Over your
What kind of music?
Metallica,
Well, yeah.
Pantera.
That's a different.
Really, the hip? It's a totally different vibe.
Different.
Speaking of vibes.
Different vibe. Here we go.
Everybody's just vibing,
Just got back
Everybody
from
vibing.
1969.
One other thing that I took away from Goldson is that was more tactical, less about vibes, Luds, is that he didn't think that Duchesne was skating super well in the first period. I don't know exactly when they made the switch, but he mentioned he switched him and Steele like he's done a few times. So Duchesne down to center the third line, Steele up on the top line. And he said one thing you see with a lot of centermen when they're natural centers and they play on the wall, if they play wing a couple games, is they stop moving their feet, because at wing, Luds, at wing you're doing a lot of watching, right? You're not in constant motion like centers. You're kind of on the wall waiting for the play. You're up more choppy, short distances. So he said he wanted to move Duchesne there because a lot of times when a center gets back into that position, you really start to skate well. And he said that immediately that opened them up, started getting some of those lines going a little bit more, specifically Duchesne. I just thought that was a really cool kind of next level way. Not necessarily either one of them playing better and needing to switch because of that, but just let's get a little jump from someone who does it a lot down the middle of the ice.
So, Sam, I'm just thinking about it. We go back to the other day when Duchesne said, "Put me in the middle, put Wyatt on his offside, Mikko's on his offside," but they didn't want to do that, right? They'd rather move him to the third line and put Steele up there. And look, far be it for me for criticizing, because they've won again. Yeah. They've won 4 in a row. They're 8 wins of their last 10. They have 13 wins and 2 regulation losses in their last, 20 games or something crazy like that. They've been really, really good. I just wonder if they just feel that Wyatt needs to be in the middle, just like they feel now that maybe Duchesne needs to be in the middle.
You're not going to disrupt the chemistry for one guy.
Yep.
No matter who you are. And when he feels, but Gully, like I said this all the time, Gully seems to have a good pulse on everything. All the players, who's going, who's not. He's not afraid to tweak a couple guys, move them around here and there. So the game is going to dictate, the moves and where you're going to play.
Well, Sam, we have a couple super chats to get to if you want to stick around for that.
Oh, he'd love to.
You happy to do so? You have nowhere
I just wanted you to see I was writing at this chair here, and it started at a normal height. Now it is almost touching the floor, but I was really in the zone in my article, so I kept going. Luckily, I'm pretty short, so it felt kind of natural.
He always finds the
I don't
chair
even
that
know what that. What does that mean?
It's a non sequitur. It just keeps sinking. Why does he always find the chairs that don't work? You're very good at it. Well, Sam,
Not close enough to the floor the way it is.
I Love Misty gave us
that's what I was trying to get at, Luds. I was trying to make a joke about being short. Get on the offense for once.
You missed a big super chat earlier. I Love Missy gave us a $210 super chat to open the show tonight. So first Stars win over the Leafs at home since 2017. Pretty excited about that. So.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
All right, man. Great stuff. We will see you in studio.
So he's not hanging around?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's ready to go. He's breaker of chairs, breaker of toilets, destroyer of plumbing. He's ready to go. We'll see you tomorrow. We have a show tomorrow. How about that? Last one of the year.
In studio.
Yep.
Can't wait. I'll see you boys tomorrow.
All right. There you go. Sam Nestler over at the AAC. Ryan, do we have more super chats or is just that one?
Bing bang.
I guess we do. I thought we only said that one. No, we have several. All right. Let's get right to them. I Love Misty's going for I had one before. It was the Ludwig. Cry more, Steve. Dang it. LFG SFR. I'm guessing that has something to do with Steve Dangle. Not any other. Either of you have anything other than just gibberish? No.
Who's
Okay.
Steve Dangles?
He's a podcaster up in Toronto. Huge Leafs fan. It's made it quite successful too.
Did we do a thing with him?
No.
During the summer?
I don't think we had Steve on. We could. We had one where we chirped his broadcast partner for saying that Jason Robertson wasn't a very good teammate, or he'd heard that he wasn't a very good teammate, and we kind of carved him over that, but that's okay. We did the I Love Misty big one.
Bang.
So that was 2. And then we have Marshall second with a Haskin at 99. I did not have an Otter assist on my bingo card. By the way, to tease the use of the vernacular, I love that everybody's apparently everyone's playing bingo now. Phenomenon was out in force tonight. They did play the song over at the arena. Merry Christmas. Marshall, Merry Christmas to you as well.
What song did they play?
The Phenomenon,
I do not.
You have not heard that? We've played it for you.
What do you mean you played it?
You have not seen the cartoon. The Stars made this. It was
I don't watch
part of it. It was a part of an ad. No, it was it. All right. Well, I'll pull it up and we'll find it.
Do we have it?
I don't
Did we
think
play it, or
I'm
was
positive,
it illegal for us to play it?
Probably not. And well, maybe we could play it, but I don't know.
Phenomenator?
Phenomenator.
Is it actually a song?
Yeah.
Phenomenator.
I don't know if I have
All
it in my
right.
saved in my files.
Is it on iTunes or on
it would not be very
Spotify?
interesting for our viewers if I sat here quietly trying to figure that out for the next minute or so. So let's see if we can pull it up tomorrow. Another one from I Love Misty for the hat trick. How about we throw a hat trick hat right into Ludz's drink with a Ludwig and a 51. Isn't that Rhett Gardner? No, he was 49 also. Randy Johnson's 300th win was also a 5-1 score. There you go.
40, what are you looking at, 49?
Down at the bottom. Number 50, 31, 351. No, Ritzy's 49.
I know. Wasn't that Mo and Richie Ritz?
51?
No, not 51. I was talking about 499.
No. We already did that one.
Is that 35-1 or is that
No, it's 351. So it's a Ludwig and then
35?
Turco would have been
Yeah,
35.
Turco's
Yeah,
35.
yeah, for sure.
Well, we were just talking about Turtle, maybe, or Turco, maybe. That's Turco and Casey.
Yeah, it could be.
Could be.
With a 1.
Oh.
Yep. Luds, we have a show tomorrow. It's the only daily pod that we will have between now and the new year because of the Christmas break, the New Year's games on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I've never seen a back-to-back for the Stars
I saw that last night.
on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day with travel to Chicago for the second game. That's new. They'll play the Sabres. Of course, they're going to bring the Sabres in after they get hot. New GM stirs things up. But they have a game against the Detroit Red Wings first, and the Red Wings will host them on Tuesday night.
They are playing well.
Sean will be in the building because that's where he's based. They just beat the Caps tonight, Luds, in overtime, 3-2. And they are in first place in the Atlantic Division, which is wide open, but they have 45 points through 37 games. And they've won 7. They're 7-2-1 in their last 10. You talk about playing well. They've surged ahead of Montreal in second, Tampa in third. Tampa's got a couple games in hand. And then Boston has dropped all the way out to below the second wild card because that's how crammed basically everybody is besides Carolina and now Detroit with a little separation. How about that?
We've got a guy that they made a move for in the summer and the goaltender's playing. He's healthy. So
early in the season, he was not very good.
He wasn't healthy. He
and
got hurt right away.
Sean said he didn't think John Gibson was playing really well, but you think he's starting to feel it now.
Well, he's healthy.
Yeah.
So that's what they were hoping for.
Any concern about the way Harley played tonight? Just going back to that, you talk about getting healthy. We thought, hey, he looked great in Anaheim. He's healthy now. He was hurt earlier. And then we saw a night like tonight, it wasn't great.
You just wonder if he's putting too much pressure on himself to make that Canadian team. You know what I mean? They're thinking that you have to play a certain way. But I just wonder, and I have no clue to, since Jim Neal is part of the, part of the staff there.
Yep.
Are there conversations going on with his own players, you think? And hey, I'm just curious.
I would think that he would probably make a point of keeping.
Thing is, then he has
but
to
also
talk
not
to
trying to get
Wyatt,
it. But he also doesn't want to get in their heads all the time either, right?
Yeah,
So I don't think it's a daily kind of thing. But yeah, no. Listen to this. The Stars have they won't practice tomorrow. They'll just fly with the dad's trip to Detroit. They play that. It's a 5:30 Central Time, 6:30 game, so it's a little earlier Eastern Time. So Bloods will be on the air at 5:00 on Tuesday, but we are remote. So show in studio tomorrow. We're on StreamYard for an early one, Sam requested it.
We don't have
and
to come here,
on Tuesday night. We do not.
so I can set up shop wherever I want.
Do you have practice, or are you guys off now?
We're off.
So no, you can set
Hot
up.
tub?
Where? No. It might. No.
Anyway,
No, but I could be sitting at some place.
you could be.
Getting all
like a
revved
hot
As
up.
long as you have a good internet connection and we can see you with some lighting.
Go to Perry's.
Perry's.
So it's gonna
You
stay.
talking about the restaurant? Oh, Lord. I'm thinking a bebetter place than
Here's
that.
what I was going to bring up, though.
You go to Baby Dolls.
After, hey, now,
I think that burnt down.
after the Red Wings game, the Stars will have one game in 7 days. They have a 3-day holiday break, no games for anybody, 24 through 26. They play home against the Blackhawks on Saturday, the 27th, their return to action. And then because of the ridiculous back-to-back, they have 3 more days off before they play that back-to-back.
Good. They deserve
One
it.
game in 7 days, Luds, after the
They
Red Wings.
deserve that.
That's going to be a welcome change of pace for them.
Yeah.
And you know what
That's
will
where you get
happen? Find out
rest.
about Olympic rosters and stuff.
Yep.
All right. I think we're good.
Do
So
we have 7 days off too?
no.
Oh.
Well, that's not entirely true. We will be off the 24th through 26th because we're doing a show tomorrow.
We are?
Yeah.
I have
And
some,
then-
I got to be downtown by 7.
That's okay. And then after the Blackhawks game, we don't have another show until New Year's Eve. So yeah, we do have some days off. It's about time.
Somebody answered your 51 question.
John McClain looks like the only one wearing 51. Thank you, Carry-Ons Cards. I appreciate it. All right. That'll do it for us tonight. We thank you for sticking with us as we're like, it's not even 10 o'clock, but it feels like it's late because it's a game night. We're done. Craig Ludwig, Ryan Vodder's our producer, Sam Nestler, destroying chairs over at American Airlines Center. I'm Owen Newkirk. Thanks for joining us. Have a great rest of your Sunday. 2 o'clock tomorrow. We will be here, and we've got a packed show on DLLS.
Way to put the little clips in the middle of it, or no?
We all silly like the mayor.